and welcome to Trump Mafia. Now we have a new George Soros, and his name is Elon Musk. And I say that because, they have the same type of MO, a gimmick to extract as much taxpayer money as possible for their own means. They're ideologues, they have an ideology that is socialist. Soros, more on the commie fascist side, and Elon Musk more on the corporate socialist side. He himself said he loves the idea of socialism just a couple of years back, right? Now, he thought that President Trump was just like any other president, that you can just show up, throw around some millions and praise him and whatnot, and suddenly you can get your tax credits, your subsidies for the Green New Deal, and other things that Elon Musk wanted. But President Trump was not doing pay for play. And of course, Musk is a leftist, so he doesn't understand President Trump, even though, people like Tucker Carlson or Elon Musk, they spend so much time with President Trump, and they still don't understand the guy. I mean, that's crazy. That means they really have a mind that is set in its ways, right? Now, the reason I say that they're similar is that George Soros has that trick, the scam with the NGOs, and he inserts a couple of billion, and then the windfall is like 200 billion. And he has so much influence, and he controls presidents. And you've seen that with Biden, Obama, the Clintons. It's always Soros in the background. But also Anthony Blinken, Jake Sullivan, all of these people, right? It's Soros. Without Soros, they really don't have much. And Soros has been at the heart of the neocon foreign policy, pushing NATO all the way up to the border of Russia, all the color revolutions and all the troubles they're causing, right? Even in Israel, by the way, the attacks on Netanyahu, it's really Soros that's behind it all. And the deep state has a lot of Soros operatives. Now, Elon Musk is a different type of animal, but they're the same genus, right? We're talking about a guy surviving freeloading on taxpayer money, subsidies, tax credits, and he did well with PayPal, with a couple of other people, but for the rest, he kind of took over Tesla and other things. But he has been dancing, literally dancing on stage like a monkey for all these old CCP officials in China. Even this year, he opened a giant new factory making batteries in China. And so I guess he was really betting on President Trump, giving him a special deal when it comes to all of that. So Elon Musk, being a leftist, he's against tariffs, he's against tax cuts. His opposition to the big beautiful bill was because of this talking point of too much spending, right? 4 trillion, 5 trillion, but 4 trillion of that is just letting people keep their money. So he's against that. And just like with Soros, who's also against tax cuts, it's because if people keep more of their money, less money goes to them, because their whole life force is invested in extracting taxpayer money. And so, Elon Musk did spend a lot of money buying X and whatnot, but it's all for his own power. It's to control the conversation, to build influence. Now he wants to create a third party to kind of target Senate races, and he wants to have power, and he wants to intimidate or cheat his way into getting more tax credits. And now he sees that, of course, with President Trump, he cannot play ball. So, when they had that breakup, if you will, Elon Musk was saying, well, Trump is going to be gone in 3 years, but I'll be here for 40 years. Okay, let's see if that really happens, Elon. But you can see the attitude, right? So if President Trump leaves office, I think we're going to see Elon Musk emerge as a new George Soros, his finger in every pie. worldwide, not just in our country. And he loves the power, because in essence, you see a guy that is very interested in outer space. I don't know what his obsession is with Mars. It's not important. But, some people geek on it. What can I tell you? But that's not what he wants. He wants to be somebody that is a cult of personality, somebody that achieves amazing things. So he realizes that he needs political power to do so. Just dancing in front of CCP officials or trying to suck up to President Trump, it doesn't always work, right? And he found that out, and that's why he's so angry, because he humiliated himself. He thought he was going to hustle Donald the Great. And he got burned, or he got a cold shower, whichever way you can see it. But it really made him angry, just like all these leftists, even Tucker Carlson, people like that. They always have TDS. I remember Musk rat just 2 years back, dissing the great President Trump and talking about President Trump as being some kind of a radical, that we need somebody more moderate, and he endorses DeSantis or whatnot. In essence, what happens with this guy is that it's all about him. So if your whole career is about living off of taxpayers, it just reminds me of all those companies that got really big in Germany, back in the 1930s. Mercedes, Volkswagen, BMW, Audi, and of course Siemens, Hugo Boss, Adidas. I mean, the list is so long. And it's all about government contracts, right? These company owners, like Ferdinand Porsche, for example, he sucked up to the party in charge, and he got lots of government contracts. So it was all about taxpayer money, really. And after the war, you had the Marshall Plan. So it was us helping them to make money, right? The U.S. government really helping all these companies to break out inside the USA, while they kept tariffs on our cars, for example. But what you're seeing is a collusion of big corporations with the party in charge, and then all those people in these corporations, they get more power, right? You can call them the oligarchs, but I don't like to use those kind of terms. I'm just talking about socialism. It's socialism, that's what it is. Whether it's 1930s Germany or 1920s Russia, or even what we've seen for a long time now, a lot of companies colluding with the Democrat Party, getting big government contracts. All they have to do is suck up to someone like Barack Obama, or arrange things so that they can get a huge book deal worth 50 million or whatnot. Money laundering. And as you know, Biden got paid off by China and a whole bunch of other countries. And of course, China benefited during the Biden regime time. But so did Elon Musk. And nobody talks about that, right? Elon Musk, just like Joe Biden and his family, was benefiting from all of these nefarious dealings. Now he wants more of it, especially considering that President Trump is not playing ball. I mean, he campaigned hundreds of rallies to end the Green New scam, and so on, because Elon Musk comes in with his little son, and then suddenly President Trump's going to break his campaign promises for this loser. Are you kidding me? And again, we're talking about somebody who's against tax cuts, calling them spending. I mean, how left are you? How socialist are you if you see tax cuts, meaning you keep more of your money, as being government spending? I mean, that only makes sense if you're on the left. That only makes sense if you're a socialist. And we conservatives, we don't see it that way. The default is that we keep all of our money. Why is there even an income tax?